My family that left me on the streets at 16 now wants to apologize and make up for lost time 30 years later. So I lost my mom when I was 12 to breast cancer. So that just left me and my dad. It was a tough time, but we got through it together. When I was 14, my dad met and married my stepmom Ashley, who brought with her my stepbrother Mark, 14, and stepsister Emily, 12. I got along with Ashley and Emily really well, but Mark, not so much. He and I were always getting into arguments and fights. I was always told by my dad to give Mark a break because he'd been the man of his house for a while. So this is all new. Like somehow it wasn't new to me. Anyways, when I was 15, I met a girl at school named Lisa and we started dating as much as one can date at 15. However, Mark apparently had a crush on her and was mad that I asked her out. He started a fight over it in which my dad had to intervene once again and somehow I again was made out to be the bad guy. One day after my 16th birthday, my stepmom was putting away my laundry and started yelling, which was awkward because my girlfriend Lisa was there. We all ran, thinking the worst. When we got to my room, my stepmom was holding several pairs of my sister's underwear, yelling at me, asking why they were in my drawer. I had no answer as I'd never seen them before. Of course, no one believed me, no matter how much protesting I did. Then Mark piped up, saying he always caught me staring at his sister and he thought it was creepy. He even said he caught me once saying I wish I could marry her. Obviously lying, but that was all it took. Lisa slapped me and called me a perv and told me we were done and walked out. My dad grabbed me by the arm and threw me out of the house, yelling at me that he wasn't going to put his daughter at risk from a pervasive and not the word he used. But you get it. I banged on the door to be let in, crying and telling them it was all lies told by Mark. My dad apparently had enough. I heard the locks. He opened the door and shoved me to the ground and told me to get lost. I told him I had nowhere to go, and he said that wasn't his problem, and then closed the door. I found myself on the streets with nothing to my name, no place to go. I tried calling my dad's parents, but he had already called them and they told me they wouldn't help a perv. My mom's parents passed away before I was born. Well, I lived on the streets for 2 years doing what I had to in order to survive. No kid should have had to do what I had to do in order to just live. Just saying. There were some really dark days. Lots of therapy later in life helped me with this. Shortly after I turned 18 I found a job working at a boxing gym states away from where I began this horrible journey. I worked there for years, and learned the sport, never gonna beat Mike Tyson, but was good at the sport which helped me with my hate and anger. Then one day I met a new girl, Amy 20, female at the cafe down the street from the gym. At this point, I was 35. I know, a huge age gap but we just clicked. I don't believe in fate or soulmates or anything like that, but if there is such a thing, we had it. I don't know how else to put it. We dated for 2 years and then got married. Her dad was an electrician and hired me on afterward. I think mostly to know I would be able to support his daughter and know I was doing right by her, but also in case he needed to keep me in check. He never said this, but as a dad, I get it now. Well, 15 years later we are still together with 4 beautiful daughters. I just passed my master's license as an electrician. Thanks to my wife for pushing me to get my GED. She has been my rock, my cheerleader, my overall support through all of this and I can't tell her enough how much she changed my life and how much I love her. Anyway, sorry for the tangent. So just this last weekend I received an email from my stepsister. Not sure how she got my email address, but I know it isn't hard via the internet. Not like I've been hiding, mind you. I'm now pushing 50 so it's been 30 plus years since I've heard from any of them. It was a long email. I'm not going to give you all of it, but the meat of it is they now know what really happened. Mark, I guess, was busy drinking with his buddies on Friday and somehow my name was mentioned. Mark, I guess, started bragging about how he set me up and took my girl. Yup, Mark and Lisa got together and got married all those years ago. They were all laughing, hoping I passed away on the streets. Bunch of rude and vile stuff. Guess he forgot Lisa was there and she heard it all so she called my stepsister to let her know and so Emily spent all weekend trying to find me. Like I said, the email was long. Short of it is they want to apologize face to face although it was already said in the email multiple times and want to make up for lost time. I'm however indifferent to the idea like. I have no ill feelings towards her. She obviously was young and had no real say in the matter but with lots and lots of therapy, I learned to let go of that hate and anger and to let go of them as well. With all the love I receive from my wife, kids, and in-laws it's all I really need. I'm of the idea of just deleting the email and moving on like nothing happened. My wife thinks I should at least respond even if to say something snarky like, thanks for finally believing me only. Took over 30 years. Did I mention my wife has a mean petty streak to her? Lol, she's awesome. Guess I'm not asking for advice, just wanted to share my story.